In this video, guys, we're going to look at, so you've got 5k to invest. Where do you put it? Hey traders, warm welcome to you. All right, so not financial advice, none of that kind of stuff. You know the rules. This is just purely informational purposes, kind of throwing it out there. My opinion, definitely, I'm not regulated or any of that kind of stuff, but there's some choices to be made, right? If you've got £5,000 to invest, $5,000, 5,000 euros, you're going to have to be frank and say, well, that's not a lot of money, right? We're not talking 50 grand, 500 grand. We're not talking money that perhaps you're going to change how you invest it, because let's be honest, if you've got 500 grand to invest, you might say, well, if I can just return 7% on that, I can use that money to live on, I can do this, I can do that. It's perhaps a different decision to make than if you're investing 5 grand. You know, 500,000, if it's a lot of money to you, you might be like, okay, well, I can do some good with that and I want to protect the capital. Or you might say, you know what, I'm trying to treble it, in which case the rules will still apply for this. But if you've got £5,000, you've got to make the decision to yourself. Do you want growth? Do you want safety? What do you want from it? Because if you want safety, then you need to stick it somewhere where you're getting a bare minimum rate of interest, stick it in a bank, get a really poor level of interest, and off you go. But my guess is you're watching this video, you don't want to do that. So the decision you have to make is, okay, how much risk am I prepared to take with it? Now, risk generally is disproportional to reward. So in other words, or proportional to reward really, because the more risk you take, the likelihood is the more reward you're going to get. Now, we're not talking about just going down and sticking on red or black on the roulette wheel. That's a 50-50 risk. We're not saying about gambling away. We're saying, okay, what level of risk are you prepared to take? What are you trying to achieve with that 5,000? And then you go up the scale. So if you think, right at the end of the scale, it's 10xing it. So this here would be 10x, right? So I want to make 50 grand out of it. And this end of the scale is 1.1x, okay? So you've got to decide what you're happy with. Now this would result potentially in losing it all. And this is a case of, well, I'm going to keep most of it, but I'm looking to make maybe 10% on it, but I'm prepared to lose a little bit of it. So, okay, what are your options? So your options are this. You either go, right, I want to put it in an ETF, for example. You say, okay, I want to spread my risk a little bit, because an ETF is a basket of stocks. So you might say, okay, I'm going to spread my risk a little bit. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to work out which area I'd like to have my investment theme, i.e. do I want to invest in emerging markets? Do I want to invest in Brazil? Do I want to invest in China? Do I want to invest in financials, real estate, whatever it is? So there's a lot of research that's involved in that, but the beauty of an ETF is that you're not investing in an individual stock. Now, can an ETF halve? Yes, of course it can. We saw the financial crisis. Is it slightly less risky than stocks? I think it is, because some stocks can get very, very hammered. Yes, ETFs can get hammered, and definitely would consider staying away from the triple leverage ones. We'll talk about those in a second. But if you're looking for something that's a theme that's going to work for you for maybe 1-2 years, then strategizing and thinking about how the world is changing, where the money is flowing to, where the money's flowing from, might give you an idea, and an ETF could be a good kind of way that you can get a broad sector. Now, of course, you could go fully broad and go, I'll stick it in the S&P 500 spiders, or I'll stick it in the FTSE 100, or I'll stick it in this. And yes, you've got good risk on that, but probably you want to do a little bit more research now, or you want to kind of drill down a little bit, because it pays to be a little bit more specialist, a little bit more focused. You're going to get that little bit more return from it. Wouldn't be unusual to see an ETF do a pretty decent rise over the 2-year period if you get it right. For the FTSE 100 or the Dow to kind of double over the 2-year period, you're pushing your luck a bit. So you're on the scale of kind of a little bit more risk, not kind of full risk yet, but you're a little bit more risk. So an ETF is something to consider. Let's stick that over here. Okay, now, another thing to consider, of course, is an individual stock. Now, I think that this amount of money is probably not quite enough to go really spread, because of the costs involved in it generally. If you start diluting it right down, then, you might be in trouble. However, there are some options you've got here. You can perhaps say, right, do you know what? I want to have one safe stock I put safe in inverted commas here, one safe stock and one high risk stock. And maybe you can allocate capital accordingly. So perhaps you can say, okay, I've got £4,000, $4,000 in my safe stock or my safe ETF. And that safe stock could be something that's historically not very volatile, perhaps pays a dividend, isn't necessarily a new business per se. It's a kind of steady eddy chugger. There's no real news around it. It just consistently chugs, doesn't really have massive growth, just expands, contracts slightly, and just goes with the ebb and flow, and is a pretty solid earner. That will protect your capital. And then you can go, right, okay, I want to have one big hit stock. And now you may say, actually, oh, you know what, I want to have one big hit stock with a full 5. That's a decision for you to make. So what's the big hit stock? This is going to be something that is more than likely a small cap, more than likely something that's off the radar. Because I think if you're looking for the multiple 100% returns, which is kind of when I was going right under this scale here, you need to be looking at stuff that other people aren't looking at. Sure, you could say somewhere in the middle, there might be Facebook, there might be Amazon, there might be these tech stocks, there might be stuff in the NASDAQ 100, there might be these kind of headline stocks that if you catch this right swing, then you're going to do well out of it. But I think if you're looking for that 1 or 2 year period to invest, maybe more, then, and you're prepared to take risk, then there is a sweet spot, especially with this level of money, there's a sweet spot in these small cap stocks where you can do some deep research and uncover things that others don't. Because there are stocks out there that institutions aren't involved in. They're not interested in whatsoever. Okay? They're too small. They can't put enough money to work in them. There's all sorts of reasons why. But you can put this level of money to work very, very easily. Now, there are some really small caps out there, super dangerous. And there are some small caps out there that are just small businesses that are making money, that happen to be listed, and it was good as an investment as anything else if you do your due diligence. So what could be a kind of high risk, high reward stock? Well, getting in early in a business that's about to experience massive growth, as it goes without saying, but how can you kind of pick those? One thing might be something like an oil exploration company. You know, I'll give you an example. Many years ago, an oil exploration company listed in the UK stock exchange. It was on the AIM stock exchange, and they basically had exploration. They were an oil exploration company. They had rights, and they would JV out the exploration to other companies. So they had these rights to various different countries in South America, and really everyone was pricing rights based on this area they were drilling. They were drilling this area at the moment, and it was producing kind of some oil for them, not enough to keep their costs going. So it was a risky investment. Then there was basically an option or right to explore a massive swathe of land that had potentially a good amount of oil in it. It wasn't like it was in the middle of nowhere. It was, you know, an area where there probably was oil, and they were trying to raise funding, obviously, to go out and do some testing, all this kind of stuff. But people were valuing the company based on the flow of oil that was coming from the ground at the time for this one particular well, which wasn't that much. So all of a sudden, you basically had a free call option on the fact that that could come in good. And also you had the opportunity that if this well started to pick up and started to flow more, and perhaps they dug more wells around that area, then all of a sudden their income would double, triple. And that's exactly what happened. In actual fact, okay, hindsight, sure, but the point is there were many things that were missed in this valuation of this stock, and they actually came to light. The oil wells around started flowing more, which means they could cover their costs and they could start pay for some exploration in this bigger swathe of area. They explored the area, found, you know, potentially loads of feasible wells to drill, or feasible oil fields, should I say, that they could put wells in, and they JV'd it out, and they got a partnership and reduced the risk, and the stock just went from like 2p up to 60p. Now, extreme example, but the point is there are a lot of companies out there that are like that have a story that you can get involved in, a story you can dig around in, and many of these investor meetings, you can go there and you can speak directly to kind of the CEO, the chairman, whatever. You can get on the calls, you can ask information. They're small companies, and they'd like shareholders to be interested and engaged in it. So if you've got that sort of money, why not decide on a sector that you're interested in? Is that oil exploration? Is it pharmaceuticals, discovering drugs? Is it some kind of new technology that's coming out that's going to help autonomous vehicles? Is it some sort of new technology that's going to help some other industry? Something, this there's an infinite amount of stuff. But the point is, once you find these smaller caps, yes, the risk is high, accept it. You know, you say, listen, the companies that are just starting out, the chances are they could go bust. They could suddenly run out of money and there's not going to be any institutional money to prop them up. However, if you are on the scale of, I want to make 10x from it, that's where the bigger returns are. That's where you can say, right, well, I've spotted something that no one else seems to have spotted. I believe that these guys are doing the right thing and this looks good. And if these ducks line up in a row, we're looking at a 10 times return over 2 years, then that might be the thing for you. That might be the place to put that sort of level of money that perhaps you couldn't put something like 500 grand to work, or if you did, you might not want to. So you've got some options there, guys. You're kind of looking, one end of the scale, which is boring, which you're probably not interested in, right? You've got ETF, which is, again, nailing down a sector and deciding on a broad approach that will not necessarily protect your capital, but the likelihood of an ETF going to zero is pretty slim. Going up to then picking up a stock specific, either splitting some of the money up into maybe 4 to 1 or going all in. But a stock specific play isn't actually a bad idea, because I believe it's not necessarily about market timing when you're investing. It's different to trading. It's about getting the story right, understanding business and the commercial aspects of the deal that you're going into, or the deal that they're all positioned, where they want to go, how they can do it, what's standing in their way, and then investing based on that. And I believe that's probably, in my opinion, the best opportunity for the most amount of growth if you're investing $5,000 or pounds. Take care. Bye-bye.